Before we get into the meat of it all and dissect why my LinkedIn feed has become bleaker than an episode of Chernobyl, it's important to go back a bit to explain how we got here, since many of the issues running rampant throughout our industry have been brewing in the shadows for a very long time. The general ebb and flow of VFX looks something like this. A production company working on a film or TV series will map out all of the shots they need VFX work on, and come up with a rough budget. The on-set or client-side VFX supervisor and producer will then reach out to the VFX studios and ask each to prepare a bid, which is essentially a rough quote on how much it would cost to get the work done. The VFX studios, or vendors, come up with a fixed bid by breaking down every shot into its elements, like wire removal, green screen keying, CG environment work, matte painting, etc., and map out how much each shot would cost, based on a supervisor's assessment and data gathered from hours worked on previous similar tasks. The trouble with the fixed bid is that VFX work is incredibly dynamic. No two shots are the same, and many pose a new challenge that is difficult to quantify with a dollar amount directly. It's not as obvious as, say, a furniture store simply offering a specific chair. Every chair, in our case, needs to be custom built to the client's specifications, but we're still expected to produce it in bulk. Each chair on the assembly line is pretty different from the next, and parts are constantly getting swapped out. In extreme cases, clients might decide that they don't want a chair at all finally, and so they'll request to swap out the chair for a sofa or a kitchen table, often at no extra cost. So when the client comes back, inevitably requesting significant changes to each shot, most studios comply, making the changes for no extra charges in order to keep their clients happy. The sad truth is that there aren't that many clients for VFX studios. It turns out that not too many people have a couple million lying around to spend on some images with added explosions. And so what's left are massive Hollywood production and streaming studios like Disney, Netflix, Warner Brothers, Paramount, and Universal. You can probably imagine how pissing off one of these titans might affect your business's bottom line. There are cases where the changes are so obviously outlandish that they require some level of pushback, and thus the producers can argue for a change order to get a few extra dollars out of their clients, as I hope was the case when they were completely redesigning Sonic's, everything in the first live-action adaptation. But more often than not, the industry is sort of dominated by creatives and executives who tend to suck their vendors dry, and producers who are unfortunately trying to make their client happy rather than push back and keep their business profitable.